Let's crack on with it, I guess. Hey, it's LJ and welcome to another episode of LJ Reacts. So for those of you who've only just stumbled across this channel, this is my little YouTube channel where I go over sort of pop culture events I seem to have missed, in the stages of becoming an adult. As all the fun things seem to kind of drift away from you as you sort of hit your 20s. So this is me kind of going back and sort of trying to revisit some of the things I've missed. Usually it's music tracks, but occasionally I do film trailers. I've got a couple of video games coming up, but today it is going to be me sticking with the music tracks because that is what seems to gain the views, and apparently that's all this creator life is about. Speaking of which, if you like what I'm doing, you can like, share, subscribe, comment. You know how this works. If you like it and you share it, someone else might like it and they might share it. It grows the community, and it's great for everyone. It motivates me to do more. You get to see more of me. It's a whole thing it's a cycle of growth, and you can be a part of it. Of course, if there's anything you want me to cover, you can of course leave suggestions in the comments below. But I do have a big list at the minute that I am going to start trying to work through at the minute, so you could have your suggestion on there. If it's not something I'm familiar with, I will listen to it. If it is, I might try and do something with it. But moving away from that, of course, if you want to keep in contact with me at any time within the age of social media, so you've got all of them across the top there. You can even see me live in person. All my projects, including my stand-up projects, my stand-up dates, are on the link tree just there. And of course, if you really like what I'm doing, you can chuck us a tip. Keep going on the QR code. The address is in the description if you can't get the if the QR code is not convenient for you. It's just a little something. I'd say it keeps the lights on, but with the cost of things at the minute, it's just about keeping me in water. But still, it's nice to know that people are appreciating what I'm doing enough to at least buy me a coffee. So without further ado, I guess it's time to move on to what we're doing today. What are we doing today, you ask? Well, it's a classic band who have just released an unreleased track, or previously unreleased, because obviously they've released it now, or at least it will be released by the time this goes out, but they have premiered the new video for it. So this is The Doors. I know at least the earlier stuff from The Doors fairly well. I've not listened to anything without Jim Morrison, although that's under advisement, the best way to listen to them. I mean, I certainly get what the appeal of The Doors is. There is something special about Jim Morrison and then the rest of the band, but I would never really hit that phase where a lot of people do when, you're sort of, like 12, 13, 14, where, Jim Morrison seems the zenith of human poetry. To me, I don't know. I mean, Bob Dylan still exists. I mean, granted, musically, The Doors is more interesting, but lyrically, they're both comparable. Still, I do appreciate some of the songs they've done. They've got some really cool stuff out there. I mean, I watched Apocalypse Now not that long ago for the first time. Just "This is the end, my only friend." It really sort of captures what they're trying to, do with that. I'd say the scene, but it's the whole film really. So yeah, they've dug through their archives. I think they've got another sort of compilation coming out soon, but they've pulled this one out. It's not been released before. However, by the time you hear this, I believe they'll have released a 7-inch of this. Actually, what's the date today? I believe it actually went on sale as I'm recording this. So yeah, if you're into your vinyl, and I mean I am. I've got I've got plenty of that. If you're into your vinyl, there is the new Doors song out there. The song title is Paris Blues. So, well, I guess. So this went up last week. 148,000 views on YouTube. Man, I'm lucky if I get 2. So obviously there is a slight difference in celebrity between myself and the guys there, but yeah, it seems to be fairly popular. So here is where I sit down, look at the screen, and I'll give you my thoughts. And here we go. Well, I'm not hearing very much Paris right now. I'm just hearing, the sort of Dust Bowl South, Robert Johnson style blues. I woke up this morning. It starts with a W. Well, I wish I was. Well, I woke up this morning. Yeah. Well, what is it about? There's like almost a joke with blues musicians that every 12-bar blues song has to start with "I woke up this morning," and the fact that the first 2 words were there at the start of this track makes me think that as great a lyricist as John Morrison was, even he was like, we'll just wing it from here, see what happens.
Girl of 16, be the queen of the magazine. I drive around in a great big car. I'd see the world as a great big dream, and all night long you could hear me scream.
What did you scream, Jim? What did you scream? I just want to say before we sort of go on, it's when they do the sort of piano stuff in there, which really a lot of people sort of say about how the Doors piano parts, they actually meant something to the song, whereas a lot of keyboardists and the piano players in other sort of classic rock bands are just there for diversity. Whenever you sort of hear the piano sort of kicking in, it sort of does take it away from that deep sound, and the fact that they've got. I'm looking at now the sort of purple pastel painting, which doesn't to me scream the sort of traditional southern values of classic 12-bar blues. But yeah, the imagery in the piano is really the only thing that's making me think Paris right now. Let's keep going and see what happens. and it's really sort of, well, really some feeling of Paris blues. Here are some photos from California.
Know where I'm going, can't remember where I've been. Know right where I'm going, but can't remember where I've been.
Speaking of someone who does spend a lot of time on the road, going to various, I say mostly stand-up gigs, it's amazing just how much places can just blend into one. Occasionally I'll flick through like some of my old stand-up clips, and I'll just bring up like a venue I have no recollection of, but obviously I've been there because there I am performing at it, but it's like I have no idea where that is. I know when it happened because of the because of the date tag on the video, but you just think, some places just really blend, and it's really weird.
Going to the city of love, gonna start my life over again. Yeah. Once I was young, now I'm getting old. Once I was warm, babe, now I feel cold. Well, I'm going overseas, gonna grab me some of that gold.
Right. Okay, so that's definitely not what I thought it was going to be. So let's talk about what it was. So that was Paris Blues by The Doors. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Well, so that wasn't what I was expecting it to be, at least. When I heard The Doors, I was thinking, maybe it'd be like trippy, like in like the end, or it would be like a massive like explosion, like light my fire, or break on through the other side. I mean, I know it said blues, but I was expecting it to sort of vary slightly, with the fact that he stuck with just a standard 12-bar blues riff like the whole way through. I can almost see why they left it 50 years before this was released. I mean, musically, obviously, it's fine. It's perfectly tight sort of 12-bar blues, which doesn't vary much from like the set pattern, but that's also part of the problem. It doesn't really have any sort of individual flair musically, other than, I mean, the piano bit. It's not. It gives it a different something. It's not like some sort of honky tonk bass piano. Like, so it's something you wouldn't hear on. I always say Robert Johnson with 12-bar blues, because he's probably the most associated name with that genre. The trouble with 12-bar blues is once you know how they're put together, they're not that impressive to listen to. A few years ago, Van McFly were challenged for one of the telethons we have over here. It was You're in Need, I think. Put together a song without certain words in, and they had to include 3 other words. So it was like, so for Hyundai something or other, they couldn't have the word baby and something else. And they just put together like a 12-bar blues riff, and just built it from there. Which, if you're not musically inclined, sounds quite impressive. If you are, it's just like, well, that's a safe way to play it. That's just what it is. I mean, lyrically, it doesn't seem even as deep as the Doors lyrics normally do. There's a sense of, just spending time on the road, like, traveling musicians do, but it doesn't seem to go as deep as other lyrics of theirs at least sound like they do. It's a hard one to place, because it's like, because it doesn't stand out as a single. So one of my favourite bands is AC/DC. I've mentioned this a time or two on these videos, and my least favourite AC/DC album is Stiff Upper Lip from the year 2000. It's always, at the time at least, I know it got good to great reviews, because they're like, oh, it's AC/DC. If you like AC/DC, you like this. It's a case of, it's AC/DC going back to basics. This whole thing is the basics they've gone back to. Is the time where they were a basic blues band that wasn't making any money, and without the album sales in front of me, I don't know how well it sold, but I can almost guarantee once word got out, it didn't pick up much after that. Because there's nothing. I mentioned at the start of this, the 2 sort of extremes with the Doors and the blues. It is very, very middle of the road, and it's been so long since there's been any major Doors releases. It's middle of the road only really sells once you're tired of the extremes of either side, and it's been so long since the Doors have released anything we've not had those extremes to be tired of. Like I said, it's not a bad song, it's just it's got not a lot going for it. I'm gonna be generous and call it a 6, just because, you can hear the quality in it, but at this stage in the world, there are so many 12-bar blues songs out there. It's just another 12-bar blues song, and I can honestly say I was kind of hoping it would sort of, at least in the breakdown part, get away from that. but it didn't, so I can't. So yeah, that is that. That was the Doors. That was the Doors with Paris Blues. 6 out of 10 effort. If you're not familiar with 12 Bar Blues, you may rate it higher. If you are, you may think I've been too generous. But that is where I'm leaving it for today. Of course, you can like, share, subscribe, and all the other stuff on YouTube. Again, grow the community, because it'd be nice to have it break 3 figures by the end of the year, because I'm getting close. Other than that, you've of course got all the socials along the top there. You can see me in person and see all my other projects here at the Linktree. And if you're feeling really generous and you got some extra cash in your pocket, you can chuck it in the tip jar. Other than that, that's all I got for this time. Until the next one, I've been LJ. It's been emotional. See ya. Okay, so that was what was that? Well, that was the only outtake.